In all of these strikes, Israel has said publicly that they were striking militants, and of course we've seen reported deaths of militants, including Hamas leaders, in some of these strikes, but we've also seen credible reports of civilian deaths. And so it is why we continue to push so hard for a ceasefire, which is the way to really get a lasting solution to the ongoing violence in Gaza. I don't think the strikes that they are taking have anything to do with a ceasefire deal. I think, as they've said publicly, they're trying to, as they have done from the days right after October 7th, trying to degrade and ultimately end Hamas's ability to launch attacks on the state of Israel. Separately, we have heard from Israel repeatedly, publicly. We've heard from them privately that they are committed to trying to reach a ceasefire. They're committed to the proposal that they put forward and that the president outlined publicly over a month ago, about a month and a half ago now, and they continue to remain engaged in the talks to try to reach a ceasefire. It is our assessment that they no longer have the capability to launch an attack with the size and scale and scope of the attacks of October 7th. Hamas, without a doubt, does still pose a threat to Israel and does still pose a threat to Israeli civilians. Hamas continues to be a legitimate military target for the government of Israel to strike. That said, it has also long been our view, and you've heard me talk about this, you've heard the Secretary talk about this, that Israel will never defeat Hamas through military action alone, and that is going to require ultimately a political solution to a struggle between Israel and Palestinians that predates Hamas, that dates back decades. And if you were to ultimately reach an end to the violence between Israel and the Palestinian people that has gone on for decades, it will take more than a military campaign against Hamas, a terrorist organization. It will take a political solution. Of course, you see us continue to try to advance that. And what we've seen is that the ceasefire negotiations have continued. And despite various public statements that are made by both sides on this conflict from time to time, what we have actually seen in the negotiations is pushing forward to try to get a deal. So I'm not going to speculate about what could happen. Obviously, people can always pull out of negotiations for their own reasons. We hope that won't happen. We haven't seen it happen yet. What we have seen has made us believe we can get to a deal, which of course does not mean that we will. We're going to continue to try to push for one.